Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/talkingmetal. I just am thrilled you're checking out these interviews with me. This is another one from the Vaults that we shot back in, I believe, 2013 with the band U.D.O. We got Fitty and U.D.O. Dirkschneider, formerly of Accept, at the Gibson showroom. Look at all these beautiful guitars in the background of this footage. There's so much great stuff. I love the Explorers on the wall, the Gibson Explorers. Check those out. This is a fun interview. It's, again, going back a number of years. Never before seen, never used. Mike Peel, I believe, helped me shoot it. And yeah, I'm glad I can bring it to you here on YouTube. And thank you to all the Patreon subscribers, guys. You get to look at these videos before anyone else gets to see them. So if you're interested in getting the first look at any Talking Metal or Mark Strigl video, definitely go to Patreon and sign up for a monthly pledge to support what I do. Okay, here's the interview with Fitty and U.D.O.
What you just heard was Metal Machine off the new STEELHAMMER record. Let's talk about this. It's coming out a little over a month here in the States. You are touring now for it. Will you come back after the record comes out, or maybe, maybe not?
Let's say it this way. I mean, now this tour, what we are doing now in America and Canada is like, yeah, to see what's going on for U.D.O. So it's more a promotion thing what we are doing now. A lot of interviews, so we will see how the shows are going and how the reaction will be. But I heard so far that already some people talking about that we are coming back next year. But so the whole year is already completely booked out. Festivals and a European tour and South America. And then I think it looks like that we are coming back next year, then doing some more shows in America and Canada.
Excellent. The set list. I'm very excited to see U.D.O. in New York City, and always curious about the set list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are still working on that, huh? Any surprises from the past that you might be pulling out?
Let's say some surprises. I mean, in the set list now, we tried now the whole. Let's say it this way: the whole back catalog is now released in America. And so what we do is we make a mix up of all the U.D.O. albums, and definitely we play some songs we couldn't play before with Stefan and Igor. So, but now with the two new guitar players, we can play also some songs of the Time Bomb album.
Right.
So they both are very good solo guitar players. And surprises, yeah. I mean, maybe songs we never played with U.D.O. live. There will be some songs, and of course still some Accept songs.
Right.
Of course, the people want to hear some
Yeah.
of them. And yeah, there will be a good mix-up. And what can I say? Watch out for the show.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you mentioned all the albums, U.D.O. records are being re-released now in the States, or they have been. I guess a bunch of them have been already, right?
Yeah.
And they include a lot of cool things. So let's talk about the bonus tracks. There's a lot of stuff like live tracks and different. Is there different mixes of some of the songs? Like what kind of? Where are these live tracks from? Are they from back in the day when you were touring for that particular record, or were they recorded later in history?
Yeah, they was recorded the most amount on tour, right?
Yeah, most of them on tour. There were also some leftovers we had, and but there's nothing actually specially new made. So all those songs we had anywhere. And sometimes when we talk about bonus tracks, it's always a thing. Oh, they're good songs. What you gonna do with this? You know, then always you need special bonus tracks for Japan. You need special bonus track for I don't know what, for Timbuktu and things like that. So and all those tracks, they are it's sometimes useless to put them anywhere out. And so we said we're gonna do it now like that.
Right. Cool. Well, it's very exciting, and they actually sent me a bunch of them, and the packaging looks great, and it's still so much fun for me to put a CD in a CD player and listen to it. It's a different experience than listening on your iPhone or your your computer. So definitely, guys, pick those up. They're on AFM Records.
Yes.
Right. Wanted to go back Udo, and talk to you about some of your past tours from the 80s, the heyday of heavy metal, if you will. So many great bands you toured with. The first time I saw you guys was on the World Slavery Tour back in 1985 with Iron Maiden. You were touring for Metal Heart.
Yeah.
Any memories, any little tidbits you could share from that tour, touring with the Iron Maiden guys?
Touring with Iron Maiden was great at this time. I mean, they're really nice guys, and they was really helpful also for us. But I mean, I think in '85 already, after the '84 the Ball to the Wall tour, I mean, Accept was, let's say, well known in America.
Yes.
So that was already not a real support band tour anymore, you know.
Yeah.
So it works out very well. I have very good rememberings of the tour, and sometimes when we meet each other on festivals in Europe, we're still talking about the old days.
Right.
That's normal.
Yeah. How about Ozzy? You toured with Ozzy back in the heyday. Was that was probably like '84, was it?
'84, yeah. We did it. I think it was the Bug at the Moon tour. I think. Oh yeah, I think that was the tour.
And how was Ozzy? Crazy? Or?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Ozzy is always crazy. But yeah, but it was also a lot of fun. I mean, it was the whole tour. I mean, we started in '84. We started with Kiss, the touring here. Then we did with Ozzy, and we did some shows with Motley Crue. I mean, we toured with everybody. But in '84, that was like, you know, we did always when we had days off, we always did club shows. So and Accept was going bigger and bigger and bigger in America. And in the end, we did a headline tour after 13 months or something like that thing in the States.
And how was the Kiss tour? That was.
They showed us how the entertainment is in America. Yeah, that was there. I mean, for a small band coming from Europe, I mean, Accept was okay in Europe already, well known, but coming over to America and play big halls, there was something else, you know. I mean, then they was really helpful. I mean, they told us how you do it on stage and this and this. We learned a lot from Kiss.
Yeah, cool. Very good. Very good. So we are here at Gibson in New York City. Gibson makes, obviously, guitars, basses. I wanted to talk to you about your bass, Fitty. What type of gear do you play out of? Bass, amps?
Can I say that? Without you beating me up?
Yeah.
Well, I started playing actually Rickenbacker.
Ah, okay.
So Lemmy convinced me for that. And then I got a custom-made one by an Italian guy. It was a very good bass, so there's no name for it. And then Spectre showed up.
Ah, right.
And so I got an offer from Spectre, and I said, okay, let me try. At the moment, I'm very pleased with them. So... but I'm like a whore, you know. So if anybody offers me something better, at the moment I'm very happy with that bass. And
how about amps?
I'm using Hardke.
Yeah.
So I switched also from typical heavy metal amp pack.
Right.
What all the crew guys complained to carry around.
Yeah.
So I switched onto Hardke, and Hardke and Spectre together. This is actually the sound I like.
Great. Cool. And when you guys come over to the States, I know it's been a while, but what are some of your favorite cities to play here? To play and maybe vacation and hang out?
Yeah, definitely New York. I mean, there's nothing to talk about. If you come to the States, you have to stop in New York. And to have the pleasure to play here is also fantastic. Other cities, LA definitely.
LA is great, definitely, and also what we did on the last tour with Texan.
Texan, yeah.
Yeah, that was in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
yes.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, a lot of good places. You cannot name only one.
Right.
Really, when you go to the south of America, still these states are Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. They are still into this kind of music.
Yeah.
There will be very good, like, for example, Albuquerque and Phoenix, good places.
Excellent. Cool. And I know it's been a long time you two guys have been working together, but how did you first officially meet?
It was
Officially?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. This was in 80... Let me think. This was in 80-something. There was a festival... No, we met us already before those festivals in the studio, because I played in a band called Bullet.
Okay.
And he was playing in a band everybody knows. And so, and we were by the same producer, what was Dieter Dirks, who also produced Scorpions. And so there we met the first time and started talking, and I don't know, all those usual things. And actually, the first time where Udo and me really talked long, and there was something, and I don't know what, there was a festival in France, and in the morning or at night we met at the restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we started talking until we had to leave in the morning, I remember.
Good.
So it's really long ago.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Excellent. Now, I wanted to ask you, Udo, about your old band. They've went on and put out 2 albums in recent years without you. Do you pay attention to what they do? Have you heard those records? Do you care?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to the Blood of a Nation, of course. I mean, good album. I mean, a good singer. And but the second album, I only hear one song, Stalingrad.
Right.
And I think the second album for me is not so good as the first one. I don't know. There's a little also the song Stalingrad. I have the feeling they was recording already the second album together with the first one. That
that's
sounds like
interesting
sounds like to
theory.
me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can I say? I mean, Wolf said never always he was not in contact with me about a reunion, but then. What can I say? This is not true.
Yeah.
He was asking me, but then we had a long talk, and then in the end I said, "No, guys, I don't want to do it again. I'm really
Yeah.
happy with U.D.O, and I wish you all the best. Good luck, and for the future. That's it."
Gotcha. Very interesting. Now, another question. Going back to the 80s, all the bands that back in those days, they had the spandex, they had the big hair, the hairspray.
Not me.
Except you. And did you ever feel? I mean, you in a lot of ways. I look at a lot of these extreme metal bands today. They come on in the the fatigues and the camos, and I'm like, that's what this guy was wearing back, in the day, and was there ever any pressure on you? Did you ever have record label guys say, listen, you need to change your image to fit in a little bit more? Because so many bands did it. Even you look at Maiden, and they put on the spandex, and there was a time when Bruce Dickinson had highlights in his hair, but you really never folded to any of that.
No, I mean, when Accept was looking for, I mean, in the 80s, we have to look for something, becoming outstanding, stage clothes, do something different. And then for some reason, but I don't think it was for one reason, I was planned, I think. Accept was looking for some stage clothes. And then we was going into how call you call it, NATO shop, army shop. And I put these things on, and I came out and said, yeah, that's you now. I said, guys, come on. This is, no, yeah, it looked really good, but I had also long hair.
Right.
So, and then the management came up, a couple of weeks later. Maybe your long hair doesn't fit together with the camouflage thing, the military thing. And I think you have to cut your hair. That wasn't 82, I think.
Yeah.
So, and here we go. The U.D.O style was born, but camouflage, all the camo stuff was not popular at the time.
Yeah, right.
And so now it's a fashion, everybody wears it.
You started it.
Yeah, in a way. So, but then I tried. Let's say I tried a couple of times to get away with this image.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Right. Gotcha. Cool. What do you guys do when you're not making music? Just do you have hobbies? Do you do businesses on the side?
To be really honest, in the last year we were really busy. There was not a lot of time to have free time. So, but on the other hand, we have all our family.
Sure.
And so, we try to just relax, to concentrate on the next work is coming, because there's always something coming up. But it's also nice to have a couple of days, or when it's happened, a couple of weeks, really to cut completely off his music and just think about the sense of life.
Oh, yeah.
And before the stress starts again. What is not stress, what is positive meaning, because
Right.
let's say Udo and I think we're really workaholics on one side.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, so Fitty is now building up a professional studio at home.
Okay.
So, and we want to open up a production company later on, and then slowly start working also, if you have time, with new bands, become in a way a production team. And so I mean, I think we are always into music, and I think if we can help young bands, producing them and helping with songwriting, stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing.
Excellent.
Give something back.
Makes sense. Very good. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us
Thank
here
you
at the
for having
us
UFC
here.
showroom on Talking Metal.